got here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach.
The trouble with Scotland is that it's full of Scots.
Things look bad. It looks like you're not gonna make it. And you gotta get mean. I mean plumb mad dog mean. Because if you lose your head and you give up, then you neither live nor win. That's just the way it is.
Your assignment tonight is strategic. You can't give the enemy a break. Send them to hell.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to VP4TV. Welcome to Slim, Bill, Smoking Sid, Spud Boy, and anybody else that's watching. This is Judgment Day. There's no hiding place, especially for Spectredawn, because he's the only one out of the remaining 4 players that doesn't have a title under his name. He's got all the Friday Night 9-ball titles. He's going for 3 in a row this Friday coming, but he's yet to win a major event in Virtual Pool 4. He's done everything right so far, because he's taken out the big guns, sent them to the one-loss side, got the 2 of them beating each other up tonight at 7 p.m. We've got that one-loss side match, so by the end of today, we will know who the finalists are going to be. Welcome to Dwight. This is very difficult to call. I'm going to sit on the fence. In fact, I'm going to sit on the fence with both matches. I mean, I wonder later on if Albinario's break's ever going to work for him, because if it does, he might be bloody lethal. But other than that, I can't call either of them. Vince says I mean, if you want to say something against him, he probably hasn't had an awful lot of table time in Virtual Pool 4. And unless somebody corrects me, the last time he played in a major tournament was the one that he won in 2019. I don't recall him entering anything else, or if he did, I've missed it. So he's back here effectively defending his 10-ball World Championship that he won in 2019. So he knows how to win, but he's up against one of the toughest players in Virtual Pool 4. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just going to do a quick tab. It's probably too soon yet. I'm going to have a quick look and see if Steve is there.
Today it is hot seat time. Spectredawn and Vinces in a race to 17, and to be first into the final. Your commentary team is 9ball.com and Super Admin. Hit that like button and subscribe.
Good morning to Steve.
Good morning, or good afternoon to you.
Well, I'm sitting on the fence. I can't call it for
I
this
think
match.
it's a good match. I mean, you know, you've got a guy that runs out really good, one of the best in Spectre. His moving game has gotten better. Still not great against Vinces, who probably has one of the better moving games, but doesn't run out as good. I think the key for Vinces is not missing balls and not making pattern mistakes. Sometimes he'll make a pattern mistake. And the key for Spectre is just being able to kind of hang in there when they get in safety battles.
Let me just give you here's a little rundown looking back on Friday Night 9-ball. Here's how Larry's match went against Spectredawn on Friday night. First rack, Larry misses a pot. He's at the table, he misses a pot. Spectredawn comes in and clears up, and then wins the next 2 racks. So that's 3 racks gone in the match. And then Larry gets the table again, misses a pot, and then Spectredawn runs out the rest of the match. That was Larry's new mouse.
Yeah, well,
so
I mean,
Larry had 2 shots in the match, and he missed both of them, and he lost the match as a result of it. That's how lethal Spectredawn is.
He's playing well, and that's kind of, you know, that's kind of a lot like real pool when you play at a high level. You know, missing 2 balls and you can just be done. You know, if he plays like that, I think it's going to be tough for Vinces. I do think that, you know, this is not as good a game for him because you're not going to be able to run out as much in 10 ball as 9 ball, just more congestion. There's going to be more moving. But we'll see what Spectredawn does. I mean, his moving game has definitely gotten better. That's why he's in contention here. Because even though it's not great, it's a lot better than it used to be.
Well, the thing I mentioned before you came in was that Vince says, as far as I can recollect, and there's enough guys here now that could probably contradict what I'm saying. I said earlier there that Vince says won the 2019 10 Ball World Championship, beating Stubb in the final. And he never entered, after that, he never entered any other big tournaments. And he's been away from the big tournaments since then. So he's back today effectively defending his championship that he won. So he knows how to win these big tournaments. I mean, if you're 16-14 down against Stubb in alternate break and you come out and you win it in the final rack decider, then he knows how to win. So if it gets tight and deep into the match, I'm not doubting that Vince can hold his nerve. It's whether Spectredawn can hold his nerve, being as the pressure's on him to perform and win one of these events. So we'll see how that goes when the psychological stuff starts working on them.
That's definitely important, coming down the stretch. This match, I just don't expect this match to be one-sided one way or another. I don't know who's going to win. I expect it to be a pretty good match.
Well, I switched on the snooker last night, and I had just missed, what's his name, Gary Wilson making a 147 against Higgins. I just missed that. I had to go to bed last night when Higgins had got it back to, I think he'd got 4 frames on the board, and I had to go to bed. I couldn't see the end of it. But I noticed he lost out 6-4. So that final's on at the moment. So welcome to Mark, welcome to Cobra. Russell
I'm not
going to go up.
quite sure what that means, Cobra. I think he moves the cue ball really well. I have seen him make some pretty bad positional mistakes once in a while as far as pattern choices. It's one of those funny things where you see this out of players sometimes where it's like, boy, that's really good, and that's really good 20 times in a row, and then you're like, what's he doing? And I've seen that a couple times out of Vince's. He needs to avoid doing that kind of stuff today, and I think a lot of that's just pressure where people start thinking wacky.
Here we go. Hang on a minute. I forgot this. Hang on, I need to do this.
Let's get ready to rumble!
There we go. I'm glad to get that off my chest. So, Spectredawn won the lag. Off he goes. Race to 17. Welcome to Bedhead.
Yeah, I'm not expecting a lot of dog balls in this match. I'm not expecting a lot of really poor moving plays, although more chance of the latter.
Well,
so right off the bat, Vince has got kind of a funny situation here, and let's see what he decides to do. He's going to be aggressive and shoot this. He may shoot this in a way where he pulls the cue ball back and tries to, get somewhat safe. Yep, that's what he's doing. He's playing a two-way shot here. And that's very well done.
Excellent.
But the speed he hit it, the 5 ball was probably going to give him cover, and that was a smart shot. Now, the problem here is the 3 ball, and I would expect he's probably going to be playing safe after this.
Yeah, he's just going to thin edge it, use the 10 as a stopper.
Yeah, and see, that was smart. I've seen Vince take swings at things he probably shouldn't, and that was a smart shot. So he'll just roll this and use the 8. He'll roll the cue ball up table. He'll hit the 3 thin, use the 8 ball, get some separation with the 10, and make Spectredawn kick at it. Well, he didn't hit it the way I thought he would. Thought he just thinned it into the 10.
Well, he put a bit of left English on it to try and come behind the 8.
Well, I think he was trying to make sure he got the separation with the 3 and 10. He's calling this, and that was a tough shot to make. I think his best chance was making off the 10, which might have been what he was trying.
Well, he'll probably call the 10 here as well. Again, just in the idea that he's playing safe here.
if he plays that kind of safety, yeah, 3 into the 10 and try to bring the cue ball up to where the 9 is.
Oh, he's calling the
No,
3.
he's going to bank it, and you know, you can try to use the 4 and make this a two-way, but honestly, this kind of shot, I think you're better off just trying to make it because it's kind of tricky getting it on the 4. I would just try to make this, and if you don't, you lose the rack. Now, he tried to play safe. That's the kind of thing I was talking about there. Is that wasn't really a great shot to play two-way on because it was hard to get it behind the 4 ball. If you don't, you give up this. And
Well, here's a chance for Spectredawn to show how he gets out on a table like this with a slightly awkward 5 ball, but he's got plenty of room to get there.
I'll be surprised if he doesn't get out here. But that was a case of Vinces outsmarting himself.
He could play the 5 ball in off the 7. I mean, he could keep the cue ball there and just play it in off the 7. He doesn't have to get right down below the 5.
He doesn't, but he's going to try to.
I mean, there's loads of room to play that.
I kind of liked your shot off the 7, to be honest with you. I mean, I thought that was a better play.
This is a bit trickier. It's a bit trickier.
It's just a little spinner. I would spin this. See, he's drawing it. I wouldn't hit it like that, but I mean, it works.
Yeah, not a problem. So it looks as if Spectredawn's going to hold his rack on his break.
Well, I mean, Vinces did something wrong there, and it cost him. I mean, if I'm seeing it before he hits it, that this really isn't a good thing to do. You know, it doesn't mean that it's going to come out bad for him, but you know, well, I've lost enough games doing shit like that to know, you know, that wasn't a good shot.
The thin edge that he played and trying to tuck behind it, I'm going more for distance with that shot rather than just trying to leave it close because it left an easy enough kick to hit the ball.
It did, but he was going to be able to hit it no matter what. I don't think that was the poor play. I thought the poor play was when he tried to play the two-way shot on the 3 ball and make the bank and get him behind the 4. I just thought that was not the right shot there. It just wasn't sitting natural enough for it.
So, Spectredawn off and running. Vinces has to, well, he has to do something by getting the ball in, and he's right.
Yeah, and the break will matter in this match. I mean, the break could be big. I think Vinces's break's been pretty good. Well, I don't remember what his percentage is, but I don't think he's one of the guys that was terrible. I don't think he's exceptional either.
Can he get enough? I don't know whether he can get enough of the win. I don't think he can to pot it.
He's going to play safe. What I would do is I would twist this a little. I would twist this a little and take the 1 to the other side of the 8. Now, the only problem with that shot is you could scratch if you don't hit it right. He's going to go the other way, the smart way behind the 3. That was a lot safer shot, but it also had, you know, less reward. Now he's going to get penalized. This is pretty simple. You just bank the 1 and stop the cue ball. Bank the 1, take it down behind the 9-10. You get the 2-4-7. I mean, this is a simple shot. He may try to put him on the 3 too. Yeah, see, I didn't like doing it the way he did it because it was additional complication where all he had to do is stop the ball and bank the 1.
Welcome to Paul and Chimpy.
He's got the snooker on the 8. He didn't get where he was trying to, but he's good still. And that is going to be a pretty good opportunity here.
Now, what do you do here, Steve? Do you play the 1 into the 7-5 and call the 10 and open things up?
That is what I would do. That's exactly what I would do here. I think it's a mistake banking this. I would just go ahead and move those balls right now. It's pretty hard to miss the 10 ball.
Yeah, I'm thinking if you're going to try and be, you know, be creative and win this rack, that'd be the aggressive move.
Well, and the problem with that the problem with that is that you got to play the billiard off the 5 ball and move the 5 ball, and you know, things get more complicated. I mean, well, that's probably what it's going to end up happening here, anyways. I'm not sure it's worth trying to move those balls, but it's not a guaranteed. You know, it's a little tricky. You're probably going to be playing a billiard using the 5 ball and then trying to get on the 5 ball, and it can be done, but it's a little tricky the way they're sitting, because the easy billiard, the 5 ball's moving back into the 7, and the more difficult billiard, you're trying to cut the 5 ball a little thinner and get it to go over towards the other corner. But you know, where the 10 ball's sitting, you know, you could hit it into the titty if you're not careful. So I see that situation as doable, but not guaranteed.
Well, let's see how he works this out. If that was me, I would have potted that 10 ball. Well, there's a mistake. He's going to get away with it, I think. Is he? Has he left enough of it? Oh no, he's left it on.
He may try to move into the balls here. I would, if I had this shot. Oh, he missed the ball. Never mind.
Yeah, missed the 3.
I thought he made it was on the 4. So
yeah. Just after Slim got saying about Spectredawn not missing anything, he jinxed him.
He said he might be able to get into here. It's a little bit tricky, and I'm not sure it's worth doing because it's not going to be very controlled.
I don't think he's getting any joy here. He's going to be hampered over the 10.
It's not the worst place in the world to be. He's got it out of there. He may try to play the dink safe, and that's a little touchy.
Yeah.
That was really well done, because that was not an easy shot to get the speed right on that. So, I mean, that wasn't really a bad decision to try to get into the 5 there, because the billiard was sketchy.
So the 7-10 is going to be simple enough, and the 7 ball will stay there if he gets really good on it, and there's no reason why he can't get really good on it. Or whoever it is that's at the table, that is.
Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. Just to make the 5 ball go up and down the table. I know Spectredawn is kicking better. I've noticed that he's definitely kicks better than he used to, and that's huge, because even if you don't kick safe, just being able to hit the ball is a big difference.
And don't forget, guys, Albinario and Cobra set their match for tonight at 7 p.m. So that's 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, wherever you are in the world.
Yeah, I'll be there for that one. So he should just roll this.
Now how's that 10 ball sitting in its spot? I mean, there's a 9 well away from it. Yeah, that. Oh, hang on a minute. Where the hell's the spot?
No, it'll be okay. That's no good. You know,
I've just noticed something, Steve.
That wasn't a difficult shot, but you definitely needed to make sure you rolled the 7 straight down the rail, and he didn't do it.
My bad. I'm just getting confused. I'm confused myself with Cowboy here. Forget what I'm saying.
This will probably be a side-to-side safety. He's looking up table, which is actually a better play. It's a tougher safety to get, but this is a better play as far as making it tough. And this shows confidence. See, that shows confidence in being able to get the 7 to move where you want.
That was well done.
And I like that. You know, he's not taking the simplest safety. He's taking the one that is going to give him the best result.
Cue ball. Well, this is all over now.
And this is one of the reasons why everybody is saying Spectredawn's going to win this by a bunch, and he might end up doing that. But this is one of the reasons why I think Vinces has a good chance to win this match, is that he's going to wear him down playing a lot of safeties like that. And you know, it's it's a different thing when you guys are playing against him and giving him opportunities and missing balls, and all he does is run out.
Yeah,
That's
well,
not the same as like when you lock him up, and
I'm
that
all
that
for
could get
getting
you.
inside his head. Yeah, you've got to test the other guy. You know, if you're going to make life easy for him, then that's no test at all. But you've got to start messing people about. Find a way to win. All out potting isn't always going to win you.
Well, I mean, it's more effective in 9-ball than in 10-ball.
Yeah, well, making sure the other guy isn't all out potting all the time is probably a good strategy.
Now let's see what he decides to do here. He can take the cue ball behind the 9 and get on the 4, and I think that's what he's going to do. This is a pretty natural position play, just to go 3 rails to get on the 4. It could be 2 rails depending on the speed, but I definitely like shooting the 1 on the side and taking the cue ball behind the 9. He'll go between the rail and the 9. Oh, he did not. He went short of it. That's interesting. Well, I didn't like that line as much, but it certainly was effective. I mean, it makes this shot a little tougher as far as getting on the 6, but
now he's got left English to come through this gap. That's what he's trying to do, or get at least past the 7, and that's pretty good.
Yeah,
although
he hit that beautifully.
You're going to try and hold off this 8 ball for that 7.
No, I think he'll go on the outside of the 8. I don't think he'll come in. I think he'll go back towards the middle of the table here. He's got his choice. I would go to the middle of the table here. And that looks like what he's doing.
He's missed the 8. I was wondering whether he was going to catch any of that 8 ball.
No, he shouldn't have. So the only problem here is now you're straight in, and that kind of sucks. He's going to draw it back, and this is just all draw control. He decides to go all the way back, and
watch the cue ball. Watch the cue ball
for this part. Yeah. So what he was doing there was taking some of the draw sensitivity out, because going back, not only do you have the rail to hold you, but the cue ball is coming on a line further from the 8 ball, which reduces the position sensitivity. And that was a smart play. And this is one of the reasons why Spectredawn runs out a lot, because this run out was not particularly easy, but his choices and the way he's moved the cue ball have been really, really good.
Well, we haven't had a break of serve yet, to use a tennis analogy. It's going by break at the moment.
Yeah, well, Paul, that's I'll tell you what, you got to be a really good inside English player if you want to be good. I play from the inside of the cue ball as good as I play from the outside, and most good players do. If you got to learn to play from the inside of the cue ball.
Well, 6 ball went in the last breath there and at the side, but
yeah,
2 balls up behind the 7 and 10.
He should be good here. I mean, this is a big shot, hitting this right, and he hits that beautifully. Very good control on that shot. So I don't see any big problems here. You know, now it's just a matter of doing it.
7 balls.
He's going to come back here to make sure he has a good angle on the 3.
You need to have a good angle on that 7 as well when it comes to it.
Well, the 7 should be pretty easy. You know, I mean, it's all getting on the 5 right so that you can play a good pattern. You know, you're either going to go two or 3 rails around, or you're going to come straight down, depending on, you know, what you decide you want to do. So from here, he's probably, you know, unless he shoots this in the corner, he's going. Yeah, so he did that so he could come straight down the table, and he's overhit this. You didn't want to be this straight in. You wanted to come up a little shorter than that. But he's still able to get it down there reasonably well, and that's all he needed. He'll just roll this, and then he's out. Actually going to make the 10 ball in a little better spot. Now he's drawing this. I don't understand what he's doing. Okay, he's just playing a little stun shot. I would have just rolled that myself, but that's fine.
Good morning to Coldest Pillow.
Now that kind of shot there, that's like a little kind of draw kill shot.
A little
Very
draggy
good
kill
touch.
shot, yeah.
Yeah. Those shots are, those shots are great to have in your arsenal. He seems to be very comfortable with them.
So, fairly solid start to a piece. When's that break going to come? Might come now. Is that 2-ball going? Yeah, 2 balls going in. How's his luck? He's got a shot. 5-ball goes as well.
I mean, this shot's a little tricky. You could bank this if you want, go forward. If you play it 3 rails, you need to hit close to the side pocket on the 3rd rail to get on the 3-ball. If you hit further up, the 4-ball could block you. And I do like going 3 rails. You've got to hit. You need to be coming in like somewhere around the first diamond out or closer.
Right.
Now he's not going to do that. He's just going to do something else.
Well, I'm thinking ahead here. I'm looking at that 8-ball now. That 3 and 4 are handy where you could take a risk and break that up and still have a cut in the 5. Obviously off the 4-ball, but he's taking the bump right now. You see, now that's where it's gone wrong, because I think he should have waited to get good in the 4-ball to do that.
I don't know that it was wrong to do that there, but if you play a lot of straight pull or 1 pocket, that shot's not that hard. You don't play those games, and then if you're not used to seeing where 3 balls are going to go, the cue ball and those other 2 balls, then that shot becomes a little harder, or maybe you need a little luck. He obviously did not. He either didn't hit into the balls the way he wanted to, or he just didn't understand where they were going.
No, he needs to get lucky. Now, I hasten to add, at this time of the day, this is usually my nap time, because I am in badly need of a nap, so I might be going downhill rather rapidly for the next half an hour.
Well, just don't start snoring. No snoring. That's not allowed. So this is pretty tricky here, because he's got balls in the way, and he's got there's a window for the 5, and the 5 is blocked by the 9 unless you get up table. And
Well,
I might play safe here.
If he blasts this and gets right down to the bottom, even in the bottom rail, he can still cut the 5 in, can he not?
Yeah, I guess he can. He can.
No, he can't.
Right.
No, he can't. No, I don't like that. No, he can, I mean, he's got still loads of room to get past the 7 or in the gap.
I think he can from the other long rail. Watch out for the side pocket, though. If you don't hit this good, you could be in the side. He just does a little touch over. That was really smart play there. I like that shot.
Well, I've got a few days coming up off in March. About 4, I think it's about my last 4 days of my holiday year I've got left in March, and then I'm off the first week of the World Snooker Championships, as I always am every year. So I've got another week off in April coming, so I can sit and watch the snooker all day, morning, noon, and night for a week.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
So these guys are both pretty savvy with the cue ball as far as how they move it.
This is one of these dodgy cuts. Don't care what anybody says. These are still dodgy. If you play this, if you baby this and you catch a point, you ain't going in.
The thing I like about how he's playing is,
solid.
He immediately just went to the inside of the cue ball. There's no hesitation. He knew how he was going to shoot it, and that's a good sign. When you see guys start thinking a lot, that's
what I
usually
like
a bad
to see.
sign.
To me, that cut there, you have a look at the cut, you see the shot, you play it. When you start doubting yourself and thinking about it, that's when you're going to mess up. So, Vince says he's holding his own here.
Well, they're both playing well. And the mistakes we've seen have been pretty minor ones.
Well, the big difference here is that was on Spectredawn's break, so there is a break of serve here, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and this is the first test for Spectre, as far as now he's going to have to push, and let's see what kind of push out he does. So
Well, I know where I'm going off that shot. I'm ducking up for that 8 and 9.
I wouldn't say that's a terrible push out, but it's not a great push out either because
Send that one back to the 2 and 3.
Yeah, it's too easy to play a good safety off of that. Now he's going to play the other way, and I don't like this as much. I don't like that as much. See that?
No, I
and
see.
this is now you see why I don't like that as much because you only had the 2 ball to get the hook on. If you did the shot you're talking about, where you sent the 1 back to the end rail and you sent the cue ball up, you got the 7, you got the 4-9, you got the 5, and you've got distance. And it was a little touchy because the 1 ball was on the rail. I'm not going to say it was a simple shot, but I didn't like the safety he played because it wasn't guaranteed, and he's left it too good.
That's a nice little cut. So it was.
That's a very nice shot, and I think that safety is going to cost Vinces the game. You know that Spectredawn's probably going to run out if he gets a table without problems on it.
He wants to get inside this 4 ball, or at least he doesn't want to interfere with the 9, and that looks good enough.
Yeah, Slim. Well, you certainly wouldn't have seen a pro push out to that. I mean, I see pros push out to some things that I think are questionable sometimes, but I don't think you'd ever see a pro push out to that particular shot. Not in how the balls were sitting.
I'll just don't interfere with the side pocket with this. Getting right into the cue ball, that takes it well away from any scratch. So we're going to be honours even here. 1 break of serve each.
But this is the kind of match that I like to see out of players, is where, if you make a bad safety or miss a ball or something, the other guy runs out. So you're getting punished every time you do that, which is how it should be.
Well, we're most certainly at this stage of the tournament now where, all of this capitalising on individual errors is going to be really a telling point in each of these matches. The one now and the one coming up later on cannot afford the errors, and above all, you must take those opportunities when they're there for you.
Well, Slim, let me tell you how you can solve the mystery of that dark art. It's real simple. Get an offline. Go into practice mode, break the balls, and then push out. And then you don't even have to push out. You're in practice mode or in trick shot mode. Take the cue ball and put it someplace. Go, well, this is where I'm going to push out to, and just put the cue ball there. And then shoot the shot. And then do an undo and move the cue ball someplace else. And say, well, this is where I pushed out to, and then shoot the shot. You do that to all possible places you think you might push out to, and sort of gives you an idea how good that push out is. Would I want this shot? How easy is it? What happens if I get it back? Is it going to be really bad if I get it back? And just it's practice.
Nice.
Opponent is the least of those. You just gotta you gotta put yourself in that position of okay, I'm the other guy now and I have the shot. Is it any good? Yeah, there's some differences in players, but that's the least of it.
This is it cutting around the corner, or is it straight? He's straightening it up, I think. Yeah, he's got left English on it. He doesn't want to get a bit awkward. That's just a wee bit awkward because he's got to watch the cue ball for this 9. I think he's fine.
Yeah, this shouldn't really be a problem. This is just Make the 7, decide what you're going to want to do with the Q. I probably would have gone off the side rail myself, but that's fine. Well,
Push out to a kick or an edge.
the pusher is always at a disadvantage. That's the nature of it. The pusher will always be at a disadvantage. You've got to push out to something that's pretty tough. You know, if you get it back, fine, as long as it's not impossible. But you don't want to push out to easy stuff.
Well, what I would say is, I mean, the obvious thing to me is that if you're thinking about a push out and you know what you're trying to leave, you have to have a game plan to come, knowing that if it's going to be a tough push out or not going to be interesting for the other guys, and you stick you back in. So you have to have a game plan before you play that push out. The game plan is, if I'm stuck back in, what can I do in dealing with this shot when it's handed back to me? Because if you haven't got that plan in your head before you play it, then you're an umpty. You've got to come up with something good in response if you've been put back in.
Well, in general, as a general rule, you want to push out to something pretty difficult. And the reason why I say that is that if you watch the pros in real life, the push out is given back the minority of the time.
Well, here's an example here. What does Spectredawn do here? Because Vince says he's pushed out the 9 ball and he's left him nothing on the 1.
You should get it back. You should get this push out back.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's done. But you see, now this is where I'm saying, what was Vince says his plan in doing that? Is he calling the 1 at the corner? He's not caught. Yes, he is now.
Yeah, he pushed out to jump shot.
He's going to try and kick this in.
He's trying to kick it. Well, if I was kicking at this, I'd try to use a 6 ball side to side. That's not a bad result, though.
I think the 6 ball will come to the rescue here. It certainly has done.
Yeah, if you watch pros in real life, they usually don't push. They don't usually get the push out back. Right. Even when they push out to something pretty difficult, they don't get it back. The guy's usually going to shoot it. So what does that tell you? You want to push out to stuff that's hard because the guy's usually not going to give it back unless it's impossible.
Now, what's worse than having 1 Swede in the chat? I'll tell you, having 2. We've got Albinario here as well.
We got the whole Swedish nation in.
We've got the whole team in. Albinario in bedhead.
But the reason I keep saying watch the pros is because you guys on VP, the better players, you guys are good enough that, that's who you should be watching. I mean, for somebody that's not that good a player, to watch the pros push out, it doesn't do them that much good. But for most of you guys, I mean, you guys are good. So you can do all the stuff the pros are doing. You can make those same kind of decisions.
Now, what's he doing here? He can round the back.
He's just going to roll this
straight up and down.
I think he'll go between the 8 and 10. Well, I don't like how he hit that at all.
He needs to get a rub here, and that ain't it.
Now, that's one of those shots that kind of confuses me with Vinces, because normally he shoots balls that are real under control with the line, a little bit of outside English, and kind of rolls out under control. I would have thought was going to be his play. So that one confused me.
2 Swedes in a joke is worse.
This is a touchy little shot.
Now, I wonder if Spectredawn's going to take on the bank here. The 7 ball goes.
This bank's a little tight. I think he can make it, but he probably need to use inside English. I think he will play safe here off the right side of the 6. And I'm going to be wrong because he's going to be wrong. So, this is certainly a doable bank. I think he needs a little English, but maybe he doesn't. Maybe it's far enough off he doesn't.
It's going to hold up, is it? No, it's going in.
He got it in. So, I would roll this and shoot the 8 in the side myself. You got the choice. You can draw this if you want. I would roll it. Well, and why would I roll this? Because it's just almost guaranteed to have a shot. He did not roll it, but he came out with a shot anyways.
Now, what are you referring to there, Paul, by saying Slim makes this bank when he's awake? What are you insinuating by that comment? So, at last, we have a gap. We have daylight.
Yeah. And I think that started with Vince's decision on how to play to that 6 ball where he got funny and had to play safe. I mean, I just
well, that was it.
It really surprised me the way he played that.
That's why I queried, what is he coming around the corner and out? Because that way, coming around, if you could have come around 2 rails and down the left side, you would have opened up the 6 instead of landing straight up and down and going on top of the 6.
Well, I just expected something a little more subtle and then more control, and that was just kind of hit it, and it looked like a hit it and hope shot, like something like Stubb would shoot.
The one thing that was missing was a wee bit of English to divert the angle of the cue
foul
ball
there,
going up and down. Well, the mistakes are happening now at the wrong time.
Yeah. And, yeah, he can't afford to make mistakes like that. And that's not very well done.
Nope.
But, Spectredawn can afford to make more mistakes in a moving game than Vince says because he runs out better. So
I'm worried about this 9 ball. He's going to catch the 9 ball here.
Yeah, he played for that, and that's well done.
That'll do it.
He's got the Great Wall of China there. Smart play. The other thing I like about Vince says is he's not going to change the way he's playing. He's gonna kind of be consistent doing this.
Well, this is not exactly an easy out.
No, not at all. When you got a lot of balls close together like this, he'll probably play in a gap between the 10 and the 9 here for the 2. No, it looks like he's going to try to come out on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
And that's fine, too.
Shoot it up in the corner. So we'll give him the 2, 3, 4, 8 combo. So the tricky one is the 4 to the 5, but more than likely he's going to end up cutting the 4 in and coming back up into the middle of the table on the left-hand side.
The tricky part here is that you could make the 4 too.
Yeah,
if you get on the left side of that 8, you could make it. You need to make sure you stay on the middle of the 8 or 8.
That's exactly the problem with this shot. If this 4 ball goes in and he hasn't made a move to at least see the 5, he's in trouble. So he's playing it ultra safe, making sure it stays in the table. Yeah, so he'll just nip it in and come past the 6 ball, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think he'll go forward with right English and then shoot the 5 in the side. But this is tricky. If you don't get on this 5 at the right angle, you're going to have trouble getting to the 6. So this is a big shot. He decides to come straight back, and that is not the angle he wanted.
Well, now, is he going to come down? Is he going to come down the narrow side past the 7?
Yeah, if he was a little straighter, he could probably draw this back. Maybe he still can draw it with English and get on the 6, but he did not want to have this angle. He's going to try to draw this. He tries to draw the other side.
He's getting through the gap. He's getting through the gap. Look at the gap.
That was what we call fortunate. That was a very fortunate play. I mean, there's no way he could play from between that gap.
That could have been really ugly.
But I thought he made a bad choice with the 4 to the 5 because you got to know that, man, I cannot be on that side of the line or I'm going to be in trouble.
Well, there's a bit of pressure on Vince to get out here, and there's a mistake. Commentator's curse.
And I think, that's going to be the biggest difference in the players. It's going to be balls missed. I'm expecting Vince to miss more balls than Spectredawn, but
See that little bit of, when you're looking at that scoreboard and you're 5-3 down, you've got a 7 ball into the side, you have to get. And these things play in your mind.
That's why Vinces has to win the moving game significantly. And I think, Spectre's done a pretty good job at kicking at balls of at least hitting them.
Well, he can just stun this in and he can do whatever he wants. He can stun in and stun across.
Yeah,
like
you're
that.
always in the stun back on that. I learned that lesson once, not doing that and putting myself on a ball and standing there looking stupid in front of everybody watching the match.
Well, the gap's 3, and Vinces now is under pressure on his break. Got to get a ball and a shot. I don't see anything going. Did anything go there? I don't think I heard anything.
Well, Slim, it was an awkward line because he put the cue ball there. He kind of cinched the 6 ball. Didn't he could have put the cue ball better on the 7. He decided he wanted to make the shot easier, and
well, I'm sending
fine,
this.
But then you got to make the next ball.
I'm sending this 1 ball if I can get my lines to work. I'm sending the 1 ball there, sending the cue ball that way, and up there. That's where I'm going. I wouldn't be doing that unless it bounces. That's no good.
Well, that's no good.
No, my shot was a far better idea because you'd a big line of balls there to give you cover.
He may shoot at this just because it's a 2-way shot. Yeah, he's shooting at this. This is basically a 2-way shot.
Well, he's got to watch he doesn't collide with that loose ball there. Yeah, he managed to miss the 7, which will be a bit of a relief because if he'd hit that 7, he was leaving it all on.
This is no good for Spectre. If you try to masse this and you could scratch,
he'll follow it in,
you're never getting on the 2 ball that way. I mean, this is a shitty situation. That was a smart play, shooting a 2-way shot there.
No, now what do you do here? I mean, to me, there's more value in tying something up rather than trying to just have a go at this. Why not just lock something up like that, or try to?
Like not that.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of locking stuff up, but there's times when it's worthwhile. I think in that situation,
well, it's still.
I probably would have tried to do something like roll the 5 ball on top of the 6 or something, because there's too many balls close to those other balls to break them out. If you're gonna lock something up, you got to try to lock something up where it's going to be hard to get to.
Well, I mean, even the way it is, he's still got a tough bit of negotiating to do here, even just to go on the 2. I mean, this is ugly.
Yeah, this is a difficult table.
Now, this needs to bump something. Well, that'll do.
That's a fortunate bump. So he'll slide this sideways into the 5. You got to get the cue ball to go through the 5 some. You can't baby this. You got to hit the 5 with a little bit of speed here.
Watch the 7. Watch the 7. I think he's okay. Yeah,
he's okay. And that is the danger of doing that. You can come out bad on that. It's I mean, obviously, the more square you can hit the 5, the better. He got a little bit on the top side, but he's okay.
Now, the handy thing is, well, it's handy in one way. Let me look at this 7 past the 9. See, the 7's not really comfortable past the 9. But I'm thinking how you get on that 7 where it's going to be easy to get on that 8.
Yeah, and that's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, this is...
This
is just one of those little puzzles of how you're going to do this. Now, the 8 ball does go on both pockets, so that's the good thing here. The 8 ball will go on both pockets. If the 8 ball only went into one pocket, it would be a lot tougher.
See, that 7 ball does go. But you don't want to be playing that 7 like that.
The tricky thing here is you don't want to get on the low side, and there's a pocket on the high side. See, this is the problem. He's on the low side now.
Yeah.
he was playing for the side pocket. I would have played for the corner and kept it above the side pocket, so I had angle so I could slide down. Even if you just slid it into the 9, you would have been okay. This is what you don't want. He's going to have to run into the 8 here, I think. The 8 or the 10.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he was able to not do it.
I thought he had gone there.
Rail. That was a beautiful shot. And that was not an easy shot to get the position there. That was very well done.
Nice angle in the 8 to get around the corner now. Well, that was a good out there by Vinces under a bit of pressure.
It was a very good out. And, you know, I mean, he's showing that he's not going to go away. He's down, he's under pressure, and, you know, the guy's not going to fold. I mean, he's a strong player.
Well, this is what we expect of these guys. I mean, you know, they're playing for the championship to get to the final. You're expecting a high standard, and you're expecting the punishment to be severe if they fail to get the job done. They've been pretty good so far. This is the shot to win the game right here. If he gets on the 2 ball, he probably wins. I mean, this. You just got to accept the cut on the 2. You got to take this over to the other long rail and just shoot that cut. If you make the cut, you win. Well, this isn't going to be difficult. I mean, you've got plenty of room, and well, I mean, this ball can be missed. Oh, he's not missing this. I mean, it's well off the rail. I don't think he will either. Good margin of error. The good thing about this is you don't have to play any position. The 3 ball is just sitting there. So 4 to 5, you could mess up. I don't think he will. I would shoot to run between the 6 and the 8 myself. Take the 6 out of play. He's got a choice of going 2 rails or coming straight down the table between the 6 and the 8. He is going to go 2 rails. Watch the knuckle. He's missed a knuckle. Yeah, see, that was a little too close for comfort there. That could have done the whole thing in. He's a bit straight. Yeah. He's a bit short as well. Yeah, that was a nice little shot, though. He tried to twirl the cue ball up, and he got it to move up pretty good. Are we jinxing? I don't believe in jinxing. Well, I don't believe that I jinx. I know Hugh does. Oh, no. And there we go again. That's tough. I mean, that's got to be frustrating because he missed the 7 ball a couple racks ago, and now he's missed the 6 ball. And, you know, that's going to cost him the game every time against Spectre. And this is the thing we talked about in the beginning. Vince has needed to minimize missing balls, and right now he's not. And, you know, that's a shame because he had played the rack really well, done all the hard work. That's a frustrating thing about rotation games. You do all the hard work and then you dog it, and it's really a bad feeling. Right, semi-pro? Is semi-pro here? No, he's no sign of semi-pro. Sunday, it might be a wife day. Oh, he's probably out washing his car. I'm not sure what he's taking so much time for. This is pretty standard position. I don't know what he's doing here. This is a crazy shot. I mean, that was just drag it 2 rails and then shoot the 9 and come back for the 10. I don't know what he was doing there. Well, it's going to go back to 3. It always surprises me when a guy like Spectredawn, who's very savvy with the cue ball, shoots a shot like that. That's like really not required. I mean, I didn't get that shot. Oh, I take it you heard that Chimpy lost his unbeaten run yesterday, Steve. I did. I saw. I didn't hear. I went and looked at the results, and yeah, I mean. Oh, now that's a thing. Nobody wins all the time. That's a thing I need to get you on. See that league page? Whenever you do the next league page, whenever that might be, make sure you write it in red text that you need enough funds in your account in order to enter this event and in order to participate throughout the event, you still need enough funds to $50 each time you play each week. Because
Well,
Pectus never showed up for an hour last night on the Filipino team. I mean, he did show up, he was gratis. So Paul, I think, had to tell him to get money in his account so that he actually managed to play the last match. And did I mention there that you lost yesterday, Chimpy? Yes, I did. Yeah. So Mooncake's long run undefeated last season is still well intact. Well, this is going to be a big one here because this is Vince's break Spectredawn with a table that you see him run out every week.
yeah, so
it's
he's
going to
got
go
to
to
make a
4.
decision here whether he tries to go buy the 8 or runs into it.
The 4 ball's no good where it's sitting.
I would run into the 8 here. And then probably, well, that's right, the 7's in the way. You'd have to shoot the combo. Yeah, this is kind of a tough situation here. See what he decides to try to do. Trying to get on the other side of the 4 isn't easy. He's going to shoot in the corner.
Does Steve have any pool jokes?
That's a good question. And he didn't get where he wanted.
Well,
I think he may just cut this past the 9 ball. He's looking maybe side pocket. I think I'd cut this in the corner. Just because the cue ball's going back and forth, so you're going to get a good shot on the 5.
Tight past that 5 into the other corner.
I would never shoot it there. I'd shoot this in the corner of the side. I'd probably shoot it in the corner. You've got a big pocket with that 9 ball sitting there.
Don't mention the 8 ball, Mark. Well, he's given it a lot of thought.
Yeah, I mean, there's no simple safety here, so I would not be playing safe. I would be shooting this. I would cut this down in the corner where the 9 is. He's going to put it in the side, and I don't like this because you don't know what you're going to get with the cue ball. But he's hit it good.
He's got
hit
the
it
cut.
Perfect. That was a great shot.
Drop down onto the 6.
Very creative. He drilled back into the rail with inside English, which you don't see a lot of guys play that shot in VP. And that's why he's winning a lot. You know, he had a tough situation. He took his time. He came up with a shot that wasn't easy, but then he executed it beautifully.
Well, Vince says is now being asked the question. Unfortunately for him, it's Spectredawn's break next with a 4-rack lead, or what should be a 4-rack lead. Well, if that's the standard of pool jokes, then don't tell us any more, Spud Boy.
Yeah, that's Well, the interesting thing about this is that the way this match has gone, Spectredawn has played extremely well. And Vinces
he's made the
errors. Really
Watch the cue ball. Watch the cue ball.
Oh my God!
Well, I'm blaming Steve for that because he was big. He was bigging up Spectredawn.
That's an unforgivable sin. And the reason why I say that is that on that shot, you know the cue ball wants to go towards the side pocket. You got to put some English on it and change the line. And
You've got to change the line.
And what were we saying earlier about sensing shots?
Yeah.
I'm going to make this, but it won't go in the side pocket. I'm not going to put English on it and kerplunk. I mean, that's an unforgivable sin to do that in that situation. I mean, I'm not saying all scratches are, like you shouldn't have scratched, but that one he shouldn't have scratched.
Well, here's Vince says his problem. Has he got a ball?
He does, doesn't he? No, he doesn't.
No, because it was Spectredawn's break. That's why.
Okay, that's why.
Yeah.
And so then he breaks dry and leaves basically a sellout table. I think if Vinces doesn't get out here, he doesn't win the match.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to run the stable out.
Oh, this is definitely a must.
The thing I like about Vinces is his pace hasn't changed. He's dogged a couple balls and he doesn't seem bothered by it. And that's, you know, that's not good position there. Boy.
Oh, he's got loads of room though. He's got to get down
Yeah,
on this.
but
Anything
you
but on top of it, and that's perfect.
You don't want to have to do that. You know, nothing seems to bother the guy.
He's a bit straight though. He's gonna have to run it through, or is he stunning back? He's running through, but you see, he didn't.
That's no good.
Too straight.
He didn't handle that well. I thought he'd come back and try to bump the 8-ball. He'd come back, and as long as you get on the top side of the 8-ball, you're fine. So he doesn't get out, and now, you know, now he's going to give Spectredawn a chance to kick it and maybe get lucky. Oh, that's no good.
Oh,
that's
that's terrible.
Go.
Terrible.
That is no good.
Well, there's a table that we all expected him to be out.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing everything right as far as his temperament, his pace of play, not letting things bother him. But unfortunately for him, he's still making a lot of mistakes and just can't do that. Well, so you still think it was okay? He had a lot of room to get on the 6-ball.
Oh, he had loads of room to go on it. Well, he had to go on it with an angle, didn't he?
But see what ends up happening
Yeah.
is you can't control the cue ball that well, and you end up funny, and he didn't handle it.
He got too straight, yeah.
That's why that matters. Yeah, that doesn't going to happen that very, very often, but, you know, it's going to happen a lot less if you're on the 6th the way he should have been on it.
Well, he should have pinched a bit more on that shot and got that cue ball spinning a lot more. That's what he should have done. He should have been able to overcome that situation. It was a bit straight, but you fizzed the cue ball up and get it running.
I would have drawn it back and tried to bump the 8-ball with the cue ball. As long as you get on the top side of it, you're going to have a shot. Trust me, I've tried to force balls around the corner enough and scratched and done other things. And I'm really good at that shot going forward when it's straight in real life because I move my Q-tip through the ball. I don't move it straight. And if you move your Q-tip through the ball, you can make a lot more angle there. Of course, you can't do that in VP, which is why I would have drawn it for sure.
Coldest Pillow says, I don't get this joke. What does a medium pizza and a pro pool player have in common? Neither one can feed a family of 4. Well, that's true. Well, I mean, I suppose the joke is that pro pool players are struggling to earn a living. A lot of them, with the money that's up for grabs.
It's very tough to be a pro pool player, and it's even tougher to have a family if you're a pro pool player. It's not like guys on the PGA Tour where they're making millions of dollars and, you know, everything's great for the family. They're just on the road more than maybe the family likes. A pool player, they're on the road all the time.
Yeah, they're making millions before they set foot in a bloody golf course. No. Pool players are poor. Well, I take that back. If you look at the guys that are, I mean, if you watch any snooker, you're seeing a lot of the top players a lot of the time. You know, in these tournaments like the Welsh Open that's finishing today, the early rounds are races to 4, and, you know, all of the lower ranked players have a chance of getting through. Now, if you look at the final today, the 2 guys that are in the final, Gary Wilson's by far the favourite to win the final, but I don't know what ranking Gary Wilson is, but you know he might be in the top 16. The other guys certainly nowhere near that, and those guys, if they get knocked out in the first round of a lot of these tournaments that they play races to 4 in the early rounds, they don't earn a penny. You know, and that's them paying their expenses to get there, their accommodation. You know, once they arrive there, so they're out of pocket if they don't win a first round match.
good out by Vinces, and he's staying in this match. I mean,
he has to.
I'll tell you what, I love this guy because he's playing like a real competitor.
Well,
he's not letting his mistakes bother him. Stubb would have needed a psychiatrist by now.
Oh, what do you mean stubbed? What about semi-pro? Semi-pro would have slit his wrist.
Yeah, I mean, but this is a good example of what to do. When you're making mistakes and you're losing, this is a good example of what to do. Is just keep your composure, don't panic. I would push into the seven ball and leave a kick on the 1 where he would kick and try to use the 9. I don't like that position. I would have just like kind of stopped it closer, like where the 7 ball is now is a good position because the kick's pretty easy. This kick is too hard, which is why he's getting it back. Well, I mean, he may have got it back anyways, but the reason I'm saying that is this is hard to kick safe on. The other one was pretty easy to kick safe on. And that's a result of where he pushed to. He didn't push to a spot where he had a reasonable kick safe.
Welcome to Fast Eddie. How well was Jordan Spieth doing before?
He was doing pretty good. He was in contention.
What tournament was this?
At Riviera. I think he was -5, and the leader was like, that was after the second round. I think Cantlay was -13, but he was in the top 10, I think, at that point.
Well, what infringement did he do? What rule did he break? Did he sign a dodgy scorecard or what?
Yeah, signed a wrong scorecard. And,
there you go.
But that's a stupid rule. I mean, maybe it wasn't a stupid rule 50 years ago, but nowadays that's a stupid rule. You've got scorekeepers on the course. You've got all there's no reason.
Yeah, I mean, surely scorekeepers on the course. I mean, I don't know much about it. I'd imagine this is all electronically done on handheld devices now.
It is.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
that's exactly how it's done.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, well, why the hell can he make that mistake?
Well,
I mean, surely the scorer's to blame.
No, because they let the players go in and add their score up and check it over and stuff. And
right,
it's one of these stupid tradition things.
Yeah.
It's like, just change it so that can't happen. Watch out.
Well,
just change it so that can't happen. Have people on tour verify the card instead of the player. I mean, it's just stupid. But that's the way golf is it's a game with a lot of tradition in it. And you've heard me rant about tradition. You've heard the same thing about
so basically you're going to blame the Scots again, aren't you? You're going to blame the Royal and Ancient for this crap, aren't you?
No, I mean they don't. The USGA makes the rules as much as R&A, and the PGA. This is a PGA Tour specific rule, I believe, and the PGA Tour has the power to change that, and that has nothing to do with the Scots, thank God. But yeah, I just think it's stupid.
To be honest with you, that should all be out with the player's hands scoring. It's all done electronically. It should be confirmed by the scorer rather than the player. They're tallying everything up.
Yeah, the player should keep their own score so they know where they are, and at the end, if their score doesn't match, they can say, "Hey, was there a mistake scoring or this and that? I want to review this." There's no way that their card should be like the official scorecard.
Yeah. There we go. There's your chance. Spin says. There's a mistake.
And that was the first ball I think he's missed. And this is going to tighten this matchup. I mean, this is simple. This just make the 9 ball. The position's automatic.
Scots are only good for whiskey. I'll have to review your situation, your position in this team. Coldest Billy, if you come out with any worse remarks than that.
And, Bedhead says second miss. And, nobody's going to be perfect and not miss any balls. I mean, can it happen in a match? Yeah. But it's not the normal.
4 ball goes in. One ball's in play. He's in the gap. He's got the cut.
So
Is he?
Yeah, he's fine here. So this is exactly what you said, Hugh, about like semi-pro would have slit his wrist by now. The fact that Vinces doesn't panic and just keeps doing his thing, and now he's back in this match. And
uh-oh, he needs to keep going now. I think he was maybe, I don't know whether he was trying to hold for that on the side or whatever, but now he's in between.
I spent most of my life playing pool, being like semi-pro, and I still got some of that in me. But I started winning when I learned to stay calm. You just can't panic when things don't go right. Okay, let's see how he chooses to shoot this.
I don't think Steve could handle that. I think that's beyond Steve's capabilities. Steve should mentor semi-pro. Oh.
Well, I've tried to help semi-pro because I know how it is. Well, I don't know that Tiger made terrible decisions. I mean, it's the thing you gotta
terrible driver.
The thing you gotta understand, Spud Boy, is that when Nicholas and Hogan played, they didn't have the media coverage they've got now, where they're examining every little thing in your life.
Nothing like that. Nothing like that. Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot different now.
I mean, they still had to deal with
and that's a very nice out.
The golf media, but there wasn't the same sort of focus now. Everything's,
Oh yeah. Well, I remember seeing something about where people feel that are less safe than they used to be. And the reason wasn't because there was more crime. There's actually less crime. The reason was because all they saw on TV was about crime.
Mm-hmm.
So just the fact that it was out there more made people feel less safe, even though there was less crime. And I think, with the celebrities and things, they're under a microscope now. So, I mean, they're people. Everybody makes life mistakes.
Let's just review the situation here. We've got Vinces back in the match, 8 apiece. We've got Spectredawn break and dry.
And there's a dry break. And I think he'll play safe here. This is a good opportunity. I don't like shooting this because it's hard to get on the 2. Now he's got to decide how he wants to play the safe. He can play the 1 off the 9, which is kind of a sweet little thing, and slide over behind the 3 or 5. He could thin the 1, which is a little trickier to get safe on. He's going
to the long grass, is he? No, he is trying to thin it.
Yeah, and that was hard to get safe, and he did not.
No, he's not got there.
I probably would have tried something else. I would have thought about that. That was just a hard safe to get.
Can you get enough of that? Yes, he certainly can.
Yeah. And again, a bad safety is going to cost him a game. And Vince, as good as he moves, he's doing this too much. I didn't like that play because it was just too easy to sell out like he did. I mean, he hit it pretty good, and he still sold out. I probably look to play the 1 off the 9 ball and try to put the cue on the 3 or 5. Maybe even take the cue ball back down the other side of the table.
The old VP4 escape route. Oh, now this is going tricky. Can he nick back off this?
Well, he can cut the 5 on the side. He doesn't nick back. Cut the 5 on the side and roll forward. Yeah, inside English, he should come back and he'll be fine.
Yeah, well done. Good.
So let's see. Does the 7 go by the 10? It does. Pull this back.
Well, we're back on even keel here, and we're back on break, so Vinces up next. More than likely trailing by 1.
And I'll say this about playing safe a lot like that. You know, a lot of guys might have just shot that, which was, you know, hard to get on the 2. Maybe they get lucky and get on the 2 or something. But if you're going to play safe and you're a kind of player that's, you know, moving and playing safe, you know, if you don't get safe, that can be just like missing a ball. So that's why I think a lot of guys don't play safe as much as they should, because they're not good at it and they keep selling out. And that kind of teaches you, gee, I shouldn't play safe. Whereas the lesson really should be, gee, I should go practice playing safe more.
Well, the ball has gone in. The 9's gone as well. Shot in the 1. And 2 ball is available.
This is a little tricky. He needs to run into the 5 here, I think.
Yeah, just pop this pocket weight and bump the 5 and you'll be there.
I think he's got to jack up a little to hit the 5. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Now, I'm wondering if Albinario and Cobra are still watching. I'm just
Good shot there.
What I'm wondering about is why hasn't the psychological war of words not started prior to this match tonight?
I don't know. Maybe because Alvin lets his plan speak for itself, and I guess Cobra does too.
Why is Cobra not trying the stub technique?
Well, he didn't get the cue ball out of there. He tried to. So this is the kind of shot that could be missed. He could play safe.
Yeah, Albie's going to bed.
He could bank this. What's he gonna do here?
I'm not sure what you mean.
You can cut this in either pocket. If you cut it to the left, you got a chance to play a 2-way shot, but you also could hook yourself on the 5. So this is tricky here.
Well, we'll see how professional the both of you are when it gets to squeaky bum time tonight.
And he tries to hit a kill shot, which is a really hard shot. And he leaves it hung in the pocket. I think he might have been off just playing the same shot and overcutting the 4 and bringing the cue ball into the 6, you know, because you got the 6, the 7, the 8, and the 5. That was a tough shot to shoot at. He almost made it. He hit it really good.
Well, he's obviously got to make sure he goes well past the 10 here. He can't leave this short. He's got to get this running.
That's pretty automatic. I mean...
And it's pretty automatic to fall behind that 10 if you hit it short, though.
He's got a nice angle. I mean, I'd be more worried about scratching.
Well, he's well short. Well short.
He decides to come up short, and that's a smart play. And then he decides he's going to play the combination. Had a little too much angle on the 6 not to do this.
Now, when you say a resale shopping, Spud Boy, that sounds a bit like what we would call a car boot sale over here. You know, going to like a bit like an open market where people have got stalls and they're selling crap, and you go rummaging. That, you know, you've got people with car boot sales where they have stuff. I presume they still have car boot sales where you can pick up, you know, cheap CDs or maybe looking for rarities and stuff like that. I'm assuming that's what a resale is in the way you're describing it. Something like a market stall. So, Spectredawn has the advantage again, 2 racks in front. He's came up dry. Stolen whiskey. Well, I mean, I used to go to the market in Glasgow back in the day, and you could get dodgy computer games. Not that I had a Commodore 64, but the guy I used to go with, he used to go to the market, and they'd get raided from time to time. So one week you would go, the stall would be there. The next week you go, it was nowhere to be seen. But you got all the dodgy Commodore 64 CDs, and he would buy a dozen of them and get home and only 3 of them would load.
He's making this a little harder than he should. He should have got more angle on that 4-ball. He got kind of, he just dinked the 3-ball. I think he was afraid of getting an angle. I don't know why, because now he's got this shot, which is a touchy shot.
And you wrote forever in blue jeans just for you,
okay.
Slim.
That was close to a scratch. He rubs that 10 and he's right into the pocket. And that's all because of how he shot the 3. He should have played for more angle on that 4-ball. I think that's one of those shots where, as a player, you shoot the shot and you
watch
put
the pace.
cue ball. You put the cue ball where you want, and then you're going, why'd I put it here? I used to do that a lot. I'd be like, why'd I put the cue ball here?
Now, forward and straight down the same direction. Yeah, no, he's yeah.
Well, Vince has really needed to win this game. I mean, he's getting in the part of the match where you don't want to be down 3 or 4.
3 rails or 2 rails, any will do.
And Vince says is
he's breaking next.
Yeah, the braking hasn't been wonderful in this match. I mean, it hasn't been terrible, but it hasn't been wonderful either.
Well, we're more than halfway home.
That was dry.
Vince says it's dry as well. That 1 ball.
1 ball go. It does go.
And off the jaw, plenty of room. Yeah.
Yeah, so now this is not an automatic table. You got some balls extended from the side pocket, 4 or 5 with the 7 there. The 9's on the 10. This is not an automatic table.
Yeah, the 9 goes into the side, but it doesn't go past into the corner.
Yeah. Well, you're going up and down here again. 1, 2, 3, all at opposite ends of the table. There's traffic. I mean, this is a pretty hard table to run out. I think it's doable, but as soon as you get out of line and you've got kind of sketchy next couple balls, you're in trouble.
Got to miss the traffic here. This could go for pear-shaped very rapidly.
He's trying to hit it. Oh, that's a beautiful shot.
That's worked out perfect.
That's a beautiful shot. So he cleared up some trouble. Still not a complete gimme, but I think if he gets on this 4-ball good, he's out.
Now, where's he going? 4-ball into the side, or is he nipping back?
I think he'll probably shoot it in the side, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, he looks as if he's trying to stun up, but he's left it a bit short.
Oh, that's terrible.
Well, more than a bit short.
Remember I said it's easy unless you get a little funny?
Well, he's got a duck here. You can push that past the 7 and stick him in the 5.
He can shoot this if he wants. Shoot it in the side and come back table and shoot the 5 in the corner. I think he's going to shoot it.
Yeah.
He's just going to come straight back table. The good thing about this shot is the line is easy.
It's point. And
he's going to make the ball. And
is he going to open it up? He's opening it up. Yeah.
I think that 4-ball's makeable.
Yeah. I think he can get there a little, even with a little tweak. It might not even need a little tweak.
And there's another ball missed by Spectre. And that's because of how he played the 3. I was kind of surprised how crappy he got on that 4-ball. I wasn't sure what he was going to do. I wasn't quite sure the best thing to do. I didn't get down to look at it real close. That was one of those shots where he had some options. Well done. So, sometimes shooting by balls bugs guys. I mean, he's got a pretty big pocket. I went through a phase where if I had to shoot by a ball, I was going to hit it every time.
All donations are gratefully received, chaps. Don't forget you can use that. You can use that there the little, just scan that with your phone. Send as much money as you can. It's all going to a good cause. It's the Virtual Pool Veterans Care Scheme, Aftercare Scheme.
And we've got a tie ball game again.
Well,
that's kind of how I expected this match to go. At one point, it looked like Spectredawn might pull away when Vinces was missing balls and Spectredawn was running out every time. But Vinces is hanging in there, and this is anybody's match at this point.
Well, what it is at the moment is still Vinces waiting in a time where this is going to turn his way, because twice he's had to get back into it, and there might be a time in the not too distant future where suddenly this match turns the other way.
He's had a couple missed balls that really hurt him, and he's had a couple poor safeties that really hurt him. I mean, that's the thing, is when you get in a situation and you get a chance, you can't screw up.
Well, the way I would look at it, I would look at it that he's made those mistakes and he's still in it. You know, now's the time where he can maybe make a move.
Well, now's the time where he's probably going to be down 11-10 unless Spectredawn screws up, because this rack is, you know, this is not the kind of rack that he usually messes up. So
no, you'd expect this to go
11-10. Oh, Coldest P wants you to start an OnlyFans, you.
What's that? What's an OnlyFans? I've never heard of that one.
That's how a lot of just average people are making a ton of money.
Never heard of it. It's gone beyond me, that one. No, I need 1,000 subscribers. I'm still well. Oh, by the way, here's something I need to tell you guys that I discovered on watching another guy on YouTube. I can't remember what the video was about, but what he was mentioning is that YouTube are actually purging some people's followers. Now, if anybody is watching and they're wondering whether they're still subscribed, you need to double check, because apparently, for some strange reason, YouTube themselves are purging out some people's subscribers, whether it is that you're not active or not, and then you're suddenly finding your subscription numbers are going down. I've noticed that mine went to 643 and now it's back to 642. I've noticed that. Not 6. Is it 642? Yes. So double check that you're still subscribed. And if not,
he made a lot of balls. He's very close to this one ball. This is shoot this up in the corner and slide over for the 2, or roll up behind the 4. Personally, I like roll up behind the 4.
Oh, I'm ducking out every day of the week with this shot.
And that's very well done. That's how you want to do it, folks.
Get out of that. He might actually have a line behind the 10 ball, believe it or not. Let me have a look.
That's how you want to do it. Oh, you can kick this ball. You can hit this ball. He's got a shot to hit this 4 rails.
Oh, is he trying to come through the gap between the 10 and the 4 there?
Or 3 rails. I don't like going by it. You could go between the 4 and the 10. Yeah,
need a bit of left English. Bit of left English, is it?
Yeah, 3 rails is kind of tough.
No, I don't know whether he had left English on it, because it's never going to get with that line.
There's a good example of a very good safety and the reward. So this is line and speed to get on this 2 ball.
Yeah.
Now he may play for the combo. I might even play for the combo here.
He's rolling through it.
This is a smart play here, though. He's fine here. This is a good play.
I wouldn't say that's particularly good, though.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't try to just roll into the 9 ball. He tried to come short of it, and now he's funny. Why not just roll into the 9 ball? You're not, you're going to get a shot. I think he made a good move trying to follow there, and I think he made a bad move by not rolling into the 9 ball. I don't know if he's going to get him here. He did not. There's a bad safety.
I tell you what, I was thinking of getting. I was thinking of getting one of those stand. You know those stand mics. I've got the way my desk is, where my computer is. I've got the monitors. The desk has got a sort of an extra level where my monitor sits. So on that extra level, I could actually bolt on an arm and have one of those. Well, not a sort of more professional mic rather than a headset mic. If you know what I mean. It would give you
Well,
better audio at the end of the day.
that was kind of a fail by Vinces. He got the ball in hand off the good save. Granted, it wasn't a simple situation, but I think he played the wrong shot. I think he had the right
Yeah,
idea going forward in the side pocket, but he needed to run into the 9.
it's going to
And
go to
then
two.
when he got funny, he played safe, which I think was the right decision, but he needed to spin that up and make sure it spun behind the 8. He kind of just tried to roll that. And maybe he spun it a little. Obviously, it wasn't enough. And that's going to cost them this game. It's going to be 12-10 now.
Now, is he just going to run forward off this 5, or is he going to jack up and hold this because he wants to run away?
He's going forward. I would just jack up and hold this, but he's going to go forward with it.
Well, he can bump past the 8 and bounce off the short rail and back out. No problem.
Yeah, this is just
2 in
just
front
shoot the
again.
ball.
Well, it's bumped off the rail, the 10 ball, so no worries.
Doing the big draw here.
Well, he doesn't want to be stuck in the rail.
See how he put a little left English on that? He's either been paying attention to the stream or he learned this on his own. If you put inside English on that shot, cue ball grabs a lot faster. I don't know if he watches the streams.
Well, I think, again, just let this run out. Just let it all run out.
Because I say stuff
jacking up
like that over and over and over again, and then I never see anybody do it. Well, Spectredawn just did it.
Well, Vince says could be in trouble here now at this stage in the match because Spectredawn's breaking with the 2-rack lead.
Well, I mean, he's still got time, but he gets down by 4 now, it's going to be trouble. So, he needs to stay within a couple. And this looks like another run out here. I mean, if he can get on the 2, which is a little tricky.
Well, we've got
He's
19,
take the cut.
19 viewers on YouTube, and however many there is on Twitch.
I think that's a smart play because this position is only speed dependent. It's easy to get the line. So this is all speed. I would be coming to the other end rail and out myself. I would not try to just hit this perfect feed down table. And that's
hang on a minute.
That's
This is going pear-shaped.
Well, he put a little English on it, and maybe he needed to, but that is no good. Now, the problem here is coming up with a shot on the 5. Making the 4 is pretty easy. Well, he didn't do that either, but it's going to come out good. And that was, that was maybe the right play, and maybe that's what he was doing. Maybe he wasn't trying to make it. Maybe call it just in case, because the cue ball was going to come over here if you hit that reasonably good. So he's going to just try to dink this past the 10, and he didn't get it. He was just a little too far up on top of that 4 ball. I mean, that was the right play. Now he's going to get safe back. Now this is where Spectredawn, this kind of safety is not his strength. And he doesn't get there.
Nope.
And that's a big mistake because now he's going to be locked up. You don't want to leave this kind of edge.
Looking for the 6 ball. That'll do. As far as I'm concerned, that was very well done. But it's not a difficult hit.
It's not a difficult hit, but it's not, you know, you got to hit this good to get safe. He's going to call it. Now, I would hit this not too hard so that I could get him on the 10-8. Hard enough to get it to the pocket, but, you know, if I hit it good, maybe get it to stop.
Well, he got the hit. And he hasn't left anything on.
Well, he's going to get saved here, though. The question is, where is he going to put him? Is he going to try to put him on the 6? Is he going to, you know?
Well, this is touchy, this. Because you're going to brush that 4 past the 9.
And that's a good shot there.
Now, do you try and run up and down onto the 4 at a nice pace where you're trying to maybe duck behind the 9 here? Because the worst thing that could happen is the 4 goes in.
Well, I would call it and still try to get on the 9.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's what he's doing. I don't think he's going to slam this. I think he's going to have the sort of idea that he could maybe get lucky here. Well, he is hit.
Yeah, he hit it hard. Yeah, so I don't like hitting it that hard.
Well, hang on a minute, though. He might be coming up smelling the
roses
here.
Got a good roll. There's an edge, but I don't think the edge does him any good. He's going to kick behind this. Now, this is tough to get safe on, and the reason why I say that is because there's no cover.
Can you not blast that edge and call the bank the other side? That looks a good crossover bank to me, that 4 ball. Maybe it's my eyes.
Yeah. This is tough because it's very difficult to get safe. He's going to have to get lucky here. He's going to hit this with speed. He didn't hit as hard as I thought he would.
Oh, no.
And he came out smelling roses.
Yeah.
That was well done. He got the cue ball to move across. And the reason why the cue ball moved across so much is because he missed it on the end rail side.
Welcome to Vertical Liquid. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are.
Well, this is a very good safety battle we're having here.
Well, this is a vital safety battle. If you're Vince says, you've got to come out on top of it.
Now, he's calling this. Now, the good thing about this shot is you hit this at the right speed and you can get safe. Oh, he's having to masse it. Well, that was a problem. I didn't realize he had to masse it.
Oh, this is a pressure shot. Does he go for it?
I think he will, and I'll tell you why I think he will. You shoot this where you go 3 rails and then out for the 5, because that speed, if you miss this ball thin, you're going to get somewhat safe. You'll have the 4 ball on the end rail without a lot of cover down there. I would shoot this at a speed where I could go 3 rails with the cue ball.
Let's see what happens.
He's going to kill this. This is what he did before, and he missed it.
Well, he's got it this time.
And he made it this time, and that's fine. He's going to have to just cut this into the right side of the pocket, or he go forward or backwards here.
He's got to get right into this to get up the table.
That's a good shot there.
Yeah. Just almost overdone it.
Well, you know, Vince has kept coming through with these games that he needs to win. And, you know, you got to wonder when either Vince is going to actually get a lead or whether he's not going to come through in one of these situations where he needs to.
Well, I'm still going by how Vince has handled the situation 4 years ago when it got tight. I'm thinking that he's going to be able to handle that situation, but he has to get himself in a position now at this time in the match. You know, he's still trailing. Regardless of what he does here, he's still trailing. He has to get himself in that position, and he ain't there yet. He hasn't been all match. I mean, he's been back all square a couple of times.
There. Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be one of those matches where it's going to come down to the end, probably.
Yeah, we're running out of racks, and it's going to come down to the nerves. You're going to start kicking in. Don't care who you are. Well, cue ball's gone. No. That's a disaster. That's not what he wants.
That's the biggest momentum changer in pool. Scratch on a break.
Well, the 4-5 combo, I don't believe he's going to try and disturb that. I think he'll leave that as it is. The 3 balls in a good enough position where you can get the cue ball good in that 4-5. So I'm giving him the rack already.
I am too. He should be out here.
Just got to get out in a decent line. Hang on, what's he doing here? Oh no, that does go. I thought that was a bit tight past the 7, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
No, he's just doing the right thing, keeping it simple, where he can just roll the ball. Now this one he's going to have to. This one he's going to have to at least stop the cue ball, because you can't roll this one.
Just see where this cue ball comes off the rail when it hits that 5.
No, the cue ball's
The
go,
4 ball, sorry, not
yeah,
the cue ball.
Well, the cue ball is going to go to the left, so the 4 ball can come out some. He needs to draw this a little. I'd draw it back a few inches.
Yeah, see, the 4 ball was going to run loose like that, and that'll
He
do.
turned the thing loose, and that was lucky.
Oh dear.
That was lucky. He didn't draw the cue ball back like he should have there. That was lucky.
Well, that was the doubt. The doubt was always how the 4 ball was going to come out of there after making the combo, and they couldn't have got any luckier than that.
And yeah, I mean, the 4 ball didn't have to move over that hard. The way he cut the 5, it did, but not drawing the cue ball back was a big mistake. He's lucky he didn't scratch there.
Well, again, there's bad news for Vince. Says he's going 2 behind with the possibility of going 3 behind in a minute.
What is this, the 4th or 5th time he's been behind 2 at least 4 times?
Yeah, well, it's getting to that time where he can't afford that now. He's got to get some assistance now. And you get the feeling that Spectredawn's not up for giving him an awful lot of assistance. But that's to be tested yet, how Spectredawn's nerves can handle it.
Yeah, I mean, I think both these players are going to continue to play strong. That looks dry.
So what, 95 minutes we've been on.
Now I might kick this just the way it is. I probably would. I would just kick behind this 1 ball and stop the cue ball. Use the 310. Because I think this is reasonable. I wouldn't push out here. I would kick at this one ball right now.
See if you kick
because
this 1 ball.
What are you going to push out to that's any better than this 1 ball right now?
Well, it could get crazy. I mean, if this was Stubb would smack that one and combo the 7.
No, the thing is, this is easy safety. You just thin the 1 and bring the cue ball up into the 2, and you use the 3, 10, and 5. I mean, he should have kicked the 1 ball last time.
Guess what Spectredawn's looking at. Guess what Spectredawn's doing, Steve. I can read him like a book here.
He's not going to shoot this. He's going to play safe.
He's going to slam the 7. Watch this.
Oh, he might slam the 7.
Yeah.
That's sitting dead. I didn't see that.
No, he's not. He's thought better of it.
This is not good though. This is
no good
terrible. Speed.
That is terrible.
You see, that's what I was saying. You run you hit more of the 1, and you run the cue ball at the 2 ball, and use the 2 ball to stop the cue ball.
Well,
I mean, you got the 3, 8, and the 5. All you had to do was get it over there. You could have even hit it all the way over close to the pocket, and you were fine.
Well, I mean, whatever it is, it's a chance.
Well, we've had a sequence that are bad or worse. It was a bad push. He should have just kicked the 1, and then it was a worse.
Watch this 8 ball. Watch this 8 ball. Oh, I think he's okay. He's got the cut.
So he's going to come straight across here. This is pretty easy. All he has to do is make the ball.
Stone dead.
That's
6, 7.
All he's got to do is make this ball, and he's on the 3.
So 6, 7 isn't a problem. A blind man with a wooden leg and 1 arm is going to pot that combo. That's unmissable.
Yeah. He just needs to get reasonable on his 5 ball. I mean, although even with that, he could go up table. But the problem with going up table off the 5 ball is it makes getting a shot on the 6 a little tougher. He's just going to dink this, I think.
Then says breaking next rack. provided he can get out in this one as well.
And that's nice, because now he can get good on the 6-ball. He'll just check this up a little, and he's pretty golden. He'll just spin this cue ball back a little.
I'm thinking he's maybe just going to let this roll forward to it, or he is spinning it back.
No, it's going to spin it back just a little, just like
Yeah.
that. That's perfect. Now I would go 3 rails here myself. I'd go up table off the end rail to the 8. It's just natural. He looks like he's going back. Oh, he's going straight up and down. That's okay too.
Doesn't want it to open up too much. He wants that angle. See, that's going a bit straighter than I would like. I would like to have a bit more angle just to make it more comfortable going out.
He's okay, because you can hit this one.
Yeah.
He's fine. You can hit this. It'll widen out if he hits it.
He's got the spin working. That'll do it.
Yeah, so that's because he hit it. He forced it to come out.
Big break for Vince says he needs a decent break here. His break's not been great, I don't think. Stats might not be that interesting to look at the end of this.
Neither one of them have broken terrible, but neither one have broken great. I bet they're both around 50%.
This isn't looking good either. Oh, cue ball's gone again. Unbelievable.
That's the second twice in a row now. That's just that's going to kill him.
That is really going to be his downfall, that. Because this is one of these tables, again, Vince says, you're just going to be sitting here watching this match drift away at this rate.
I mean, that's frustrating when, you're making great run-outs and you're fighting. I mean, you're playing really tough, playing a lot of good safeties, and you fight, and then you scratch on the break and just,
That's
give
a
him
killer.
a rack.
That's a real killer. Very
That's
costly.
very frustrating. I've been there and done that.
I'm looking to see where the problem is here. Not really
isn't a problem. I mean, he needs to get pretty straight on this 5. So I would go between the 9 and the rail. I'd hit this with inside and go between the 9 and the rail. Because I'd want to be straight on this 5.
Just to come back off the 5.
Well, the problem is you can't really go forward without hitting a 6-ball.
Well, he
chooses to go outside, but he's fine. He's got enough room here. There's no problem.
Well, he's putting left English on this to spin out behind this 6. This.
No,
he's changing. No, he's doing it again. He's doing it again.
I don't like this.
Yeah. Okay.
He likes it, and he hits it good. He got straight enough you could get by it.
Well, I suppose you could say that this is the way Vince says likes it. From the 2019 final, he's behind. They're coming to the business end of the match.
I don't think this is the way anybody likes it.
Well, he's done it before, but he's going to need help.
Yeah, that was against Stubb, not against Spectredawn.
And of course, again, it's bad news that Spectredawn's break next.
And speaking of Stubb, we haven't seen him in a while. He's threatened to not come back ever again.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be that lucky.
He said the same thing he usually says. If we don't play that match between me and Cobra. for the 10-ball World Championship, I'm not coming back. I'm like, well, I thought that was pretty clear that you were a nit and got DQ'd because you wouldn't play the final.
So 14 racks to 12.
Well, I fully expect Stubb to play in Honolulu. I think that's actually a very good game for him. I think that's a game he could win the World Championship in because,
well,
it's not as much about moving as offense in that game. I'm not saying there's no moving, there is, but it's a lot of offense, and that's what Stubbs good at.
Well,
He's
the
entered
break,
in Honolulu. Good. I
break
mean,
was dry.
I think Stubb could win that.
I think there's going to be some sort of controversy in this Honolulu tournament. I can sense it coming. There's going to be some sort of controversy. I called this. I was going to play that. I didn't do this. Oh yeah.
Well,
I can see that coming. And Stubbs going to be involved.
That's what I was thinking. I'm thinking, yeah, it's going to be Stubb involved because he'll call bullshit on somebody when he shouldn't.
Well, we're into a safety battle again in this rack, which Vince simply has to win.
So have any of you guys played the international pool rules? You know, the ultimate pool rules, basically.
Well, I saw a room up the other day when two guys played it.
Yeah. So another one of these stupid subjected rules that the English and Scots like to put in. It's basically when you shoot after the break, you're selecting your color. You don't have to call the color if it's obvious.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like our rule for rotation. Okay. So I made it so you always have to call it because, you know, what's obvious? Who's going to decide that? We don't have a referee. You let the computer decide that. So now you got to nominate a color before you shoot it.
Well, Vince says wasn't impressed with his last shot. This is the Albinario cut.
And he's got it. And I think
that's how you do it, Albie.
He's got a good chance to get out here. He's got to deal with the 6 ball. And he's got a chance to do this. If he gets on this 3 right, he can roll up and bump this 6. He's only got to bump it very gently.
And if he bumps it on the outside, well, he's not going to
he's
do
not
it like
going to
that.
from there. So now he's going to be going and bumping it from the 5, which isn't bad because you run into the 10 ball and scoot the cue ball up above that, you'll have a shot on the 6.
To me, it was far easier just to come off the rail, roll the 3 in and go on the outside of the 6 and you're on the 4. Just a brush the outside of the 6.
Yeah, either he didn't get he obviously didn't want to try to get on the 3 that way.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
This is no good. Now, maybe he was trying to bump it there. I wouldn't have. I would have just got on the 4 and then shot the 5. And the reason why I say that is because bumping the 10 from the 5 is not that difficult. He's going to give it up.
Oh, this is a big ask. I mean, the 4 goes, obviously.
He's going to play safe here. Now, this is where you want to freeze him on the 9 ball. You want to get the line and freeze him right on the 9. And that's a good shot. He didn't get it exactly behind it, but it doesn't matter. He's on it good. And in some ways, this could even be better than straight behind it. I mean, this is not going to be an easy kick.
Well, the obvious thing that's still there is that problem with the 6.
Yeah, but that's really pretty easy with ball in hand because you just get angle on this 5. You come off the 5, and all you have to do is make sure you hit the outside of the 10. The cue ball goes up table. The 6 ball separates. You know, maybe you come up with a 6-10 combo. It depends on how you hit it. If you hit it way on the outside, then you know you're probably going to have the 10 ball over there too. But if you hit it a little more solid, for sure you're going to get a shot on the 6.
Well, Spectredawn hit the 4. He's left it sort of awkward.
Yeah, this is 2 rails. 2 rails running at the 9 ball. 2 rails and just run this cue ball right at the 9. And I say run at the 9 because it's real easy to get the speed wrong and hook yourself on the 9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's awkward balls there to interfere.
Yeah, the speed on this isn't that easy.
Oh
and
dear.
He doesn't make the ball. Wow. That's a little surprising.
Well, now this is one of these ugly positions that Spectredawn's good at. Let's see if we can give us a lesson on how to get out of here.
The problem here is you got to have angle on the 5, and you got the 9 there. You know, if the 9 wasn't there, this is an easy shot. But with the 9 there, it's hard to get down there and keep some angle on the 5. So here's the thing, though, is if you get kind of straight in, you can play the 6 up in the corner where the 4 is. You can just go behind it and shoot the 6 up in the corner. And that's what I'd be looking at here. I'd probably trying to get pretty straight on this 5 ball. Now, he's trying to leave angle. And he has.
No, he's going to try and get up and down, isn't he? He's going to up and down for the bump.
I'd run straight into the 10. Now this one I wouldn't hit easy because you can't control the line that good. I would actually hit this with some speed into the 10. There's just a lot of left English and just crank it over into the 10 ball. He's not doing that.
No, he's going up and down. No, he is doing it.
Yeah. Now you don't want to baby this. And he didn't baby it, and he got the 6 out, and he didn't make the ball. And you know it's not that easy when you're spinning it up like that to make the ball.
Yeah, because it's a lot more difficult judging the.
I think he made a mistake going from the 4 to 5. I think he should just brought it straight down and got pretty straight in and gone behind and shot the 6 up table. Maybe he didn't realize the 6 went up table.
Watch the 5.
Oh boy, that was close. Because the 6 went clean up table. And it wasn't that hard to get there if you got pretty straight on the 5. So this is a tough kick because you can kick this cue ball right in the side pocket, either off the 5 or straight in.
Yeah, it's always very likely to happen.
Well, he did the right thing. He went 2 rails. So that
cue ball's going to check up. The spin's going the other way. That was going to check up. He might be corner hooked here.
Oh, that's the roll of the match there.
There he is.
Hooked.
Yeah.
That is roll of the match there.
That spinning the cue ball killed it as soon as it hit that jaw.
Well, that is roll of the match.
No, wait a minute. Can he hit it? I think he can hit it. I think he can.
I didn't think he could. He's looking like he thinks he can.
I think he can.
Well, maybe he's going to masse it. I didn't think he could. Well, maybe he can. Yeah, maybe he can. It's pretty close, huh?
Oh, it's tight. Yeah, he can get it. Now, how's the cue ball running?
Yeah, not great, but you know, I mean, at least he didn't leave a complete gimme. That was tough. The thing is he probably could have hit that 5 ball thinner. I think he hit it too thick. I mean, you know, he certainly could have hit it thinner because the titty was another side. If he hits a little thinner, he gets behind that 9 and 8. Which is what he was trying to do. I think he just hit that 5 ball a little thicker than he meant to.
Well, this might be the game breaker here. If he pots this 5, gets on the 6.
Well, you just got to get past the 7, but not get on the 8. And he's hit it beautifully. So now it's getting tough for Vinces. It's going to be 15 to 12, so that's 2 to 5 as far as games to win. And this is looking a lot like Vinces is in some serious trouble. Still can come back. I mean, he may need a little help with Spectredawn, either with dry breaks, missed shots, bad safety, something. And Vinces is going to have to play really well.
Well, more important than that, though, Vinces is up to break next, and he simply has to get this rack comfortably if he can on his break.
Well, the good thing for both these players is if they lose, they're still in the tournament and can win this thing.
Hang on.
This is not a must-do to win the tournament, but obviously being in the hot seat's an advantage because somebody's going to have to go play the winner between Alvineri and Cobra, and that's not going to be an easy match.
Well, it's all about the odds now. The odds are expected.
Slim doesn't like the decision to turn force call up.
Well, Vince says he's got what he didn't want, a dry break.
You know, one consideration there, Slim, wasn't just the players. I know everybody's talked about it doesn't take that long to call shots, but what about everybody looking at the stream? Do they really want to watch that for 2 hours? Watching the call shots come up every shot. I mean, I don't want to watch that.
Well,
you think about it that way?
6 ball goes into the side. I think we're going to Spectredawn break for the match in the next 3 minutes.
You think that makes the stream better? Well, the next time you play straight pull in the stream, make sure you call every shot explicitly and make the stream better for everybody. I just say it. No, but if I seen the call shot dialogue come up every time makes it better, you should do it in straight pull every time too.
This is over. Almost over, I'll say. Certainly this rack should be.
This is not going the way Vinces wanted. I mean, Vinces played a pretty good match, just a few too many mistakes, and I think Spectredawn did get the rolls this match. I don't think there's any doubt about it, as he rolled better than Vinces did. And in these kind of matches that are tight, the rolls will make a difference. There may be some break differences too. It's going to be interesting to see the break stats when this match is done. So it's not completely over yet, but there's already a few nails into the coffin lid.
Yeah. You can't take anything for granted. Strange things happen.
You make sure that when you play stub in that you get your B and S keys ready for his shots. I want you to say BS after he makes the shot. Stir the pot a little.
Well, I'll tell you, if I was playing it, I'd be just typing 6 ball into the side, something like that. Just because I would do that out of principle of the fact that I like to know that people know what I'm doing.
Hey, you can bring the call shot dialogue if you want. It's just not forced. The call shot dialogue is still there.
Control C still works, yeah.
You can call all the shots you want.
You don't want to get banned. We'll trust you to miss call, Slim.
I think you're a couple million BSs behind Stub. You might not get banned right away.
Well, I think was that the 4 ball that's gone in. It's the 4 ball that's gone,
and he's got a shot, and everything looks good. Well,
yeah. For
everybody who said the Spectredawn was going to win this around 17-12, it looks like your prediction's going to be correct. I thought Vinces played a good match. A few too many mistakes. I think the difference is really that Spectredawn played a very clean match.
I'll tell you what it is.
I think he rolled good too. He had a lot of kicks that he kicked at that rolled up good.
That's what it is. It's all over, folks.
Yeah. Well, if he gets on the 6 ball, it's all over. That's the whole match right here is the 6 ball. This is not this is a little tricky getting here. Got to decide where you're going to go. I think he'll go around the side pocket and shoot between the 10 and 8. That's what he's going to do. Now you can just go forward and off the end rail, and he's out. Drum roll. Potman wants a drum roll, Hugh.
I've got a drum roll somewhere, but I can't remember where it is.
MMD. MMD has arrived. MMD has left. What is MMD doing? MMD having trouble getting in the room? I don't think there's any limit for the room.
No.
I don't think I set a limit for how many people can be in a room. I think there might be for something like a challenge. I don't think there is for spectators in any of them. That's not a drum roll, but
Well, that's as near as I could get to it.
But a good attempt. And we've got a winner.
We've got a finalist, folks. Well done to Spectredawn. 17 racks to 12. And now he can sit back and relax and let the other guys battle it out. So we've got, we'll look at the stats as well. We've got the other match coming up tonight with not awards. What the hell am I doing here? Why am I on that? That's what I want. Well, Vince says he's going to have to win this the really hard way.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna have to win 2 tough matches. And for these guys playing this afternoon, they're gonna have to win 3 tough matches.
How the hell do you spell his name again? Kylinvz, isn't it? Or Z, as you guys in the States say.
Kylinvz, as you say.
Spectredawn. Delete. There we are. Oh, what the hell does that do that? That's annoying. Fix that, Steve.
Yeah,
right.
This is that crap with third-party software.
Right. Go. Brake stats. Yeah, you were right enough. Around about, well, about 40% for Spectredawn.
Yeah, they're both on the crappy side of things, you know. I mean, 50% would be mediocre, 40% is getting pretty crappy. So that's a weakness for both those guys. Now, if one of them would have broken 70 and the other was 40, then, you know, like Vince might have won if he broke better.
So
the two brake valves is a killer. That's what really hurt Vince coming down the stretch was those 2 brake valves.
Needless to say, those 2 brake valves, he lost the racks because of them. Spectre had 4 runouts with brake. Vince says at 3. What else are we looking at? That's the one we want to look at. So in total, racks ran Spectredawn at 7. So there's a difference there. 4 for Vince. Vince says racks high run 1.
We kind of expected Spectredawn to run out better than Vince says. I mean, that's what he does good.
Yeah. So Spectredawn's in pole position. And he, well, how long? He's going to have a few days at least. I mean, these guys will play tonight. So that's the match to follow. We've got Albinario and Cobra race to 13 at 7 p.m. tonight, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. I'll be there for that.
And I will too, but I'm going to go get some stuff done now.
Yeah, I'm going to go and get dinner. What's the deadline dates? The deadline date for, oh, hang on, that's not the one I want to check. The deadline date.
Second for the final.
Right.
The other one is
February the 26th.
26th.
The semi-final.
The 26th.
What's the day's date? Is that about a week away?
Yeah, so they'll probably end up playing next weekend, is my guess, but maybe sooner.
Well, I would hope they'd play Tuesday night or Wednesday night. That would be ideal for me because I'm off those days. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Whatever suits them. Because again, you've got to take into consideration Vince says time availability with his time zone. But he managed 2 o'clock in the afternoon today, which was ideal for me. Right, so guys, hope you enjoyed it. Well done to Spectredawn.
Yep.
Looking good for the final.
Good playing, Vince says. I mean, he played a good match. Just, I mean, it was just a few things that ended up getting him a loss.
Well, if that's a bad match for him, he ain't out, you know. But he's going to have another 2 tough matches, regardless of where he looks. He's got 2 tough matches to follow if he's going to stay in it and win it.
Well, I definitely think Vince can win. I mean, he's a good player.
Oh yeah,
he plays the right way. I mean, you know, brakes a little better. You know, doesn't scratch on a brake. You know, makes a few less mistakes. I mean, Spectredawn got some rolls. You know, he definitely got out-rolled there. Vince says plays good enough to beat Spectre, Cobra, or Albin.
Well, if I'm Vince says,
can he win 3 in a row?
I'll use the Scarlett
2
O'Hara,
in a row.
the Scarlett O'Hara analogy. After all, tomorrow's another day, so if anything can happen the next time he plays. If that's his bad round today, then he'll get over it.
No, I did not think he played poorly.
I don't think he played bad.
Good.
I just think
No.
those scratches were bad. You don't want to be doing that.
Yeah, that really hurt him.
The odd miss, and not a great deal of bad mistakes by Spectredawn. I mean, not potting mistakes. I think he pretty much sunk everything he looked at.
I thought Spectredawn played pretty good, and his moving game's definitely improved. I mean, he's kicking better, he's playing safe better. I mean, it's still not great, but I mean, just getting a little better. He runs out so good that it's made him very formidable.
A race to 3 it is. Right. So thanks for your company, Steve. I'll look out for you later on.
Yeah, we'll see you later. Enjoy dinner.
I'll be back in good time for the match. Hope you all can join us. If you can't, it'll be up in the playlist. So until we meet again, I'll bid you good afternoon and see you later, folks.
See you later.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else. Hasta la vista, baby.
Good night, ladies.